Hi guys, thanks for joining me on Making with Marilyn. On today's video, I'm going to show you how I made these New Year's Eve festive earrings. They are made with silver metallic leather, and then I added glitter to the bottom of them. I don't have any big plans for New Year's Eve, but I still want to feel like I'm a little bit festive. So for these earrings, I'm going to use my Cricut Maker. I'll use my computer with design space. I'll use a silver metallic leather. I'll use my strong grip mat, some contact paper to hold my leather down from the back side. Then I'll also add some tape to the front. I have a brayer to hold it down or to bray it down, scissors. Once I've cut my leather out, then I'll add my earring findings, which in this case is some coppery fish hooks. Hopefully you can see those. To cut the holes to put the hooks in, I will use this leather punch tool that I got for Harbor Freight. I'll talk more about that in the video. I have this jump ring tool that I might use, or I might use just a pair of needle nose pliers. And then when I'm done, I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the bottom half of my earrings, paint it on with a paintbrush, and then I'll add this really pretty espresso glitter to the earrings. So if you want to join along to make these earrings, grab your things and we'll get started. Before we do though, if you find anything you like in this video or it helps you in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section. And if you'd like to see what I'll be working on in the future, hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate you subscribing. And if you want to receive notifications from YouTube when I upload new content, click on the bell. On today's video, I'm going to make just a cute little pair of New Year's earrings. And I was experimenting last night and I just threw this 2020 together. Let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to click on text and I'm going to type 2020. Now you can either pick your font before you type, or let me select it back. You can change it after you type. So now I'm looking for Cooper. And here's my choices. I used Cooper Standard, so I'll click on that. Okay, so there's the base of my earrings. Now I want to change the line spacing because they're so far apart. So I'm just going to start getting them closer this way. You could ungroup them and just move them individually. Okay, so I know that I want my letters to be about 3/4 of an inch wide. So I'm going to go ahead up here to the width area and put 0.75. And that's how wide I want them. Now I'm not going to change the height until I have them placed where I want them. So let me go ahead and click ungroup. And then I'm going to move my letter up so that it touches. It needs to touch a decent amount so that the leather doesn't hang weird, so that it holds together well. So I'm going to go, I think right there. I'd like to pull it down a little bit, but I don't want a gap to start showing here. So we're going to go with that. And you know, one thing I just thought of, I could just highlight this. Oops. I could highlight the 20 and click duplicate. That way my second one's already done. So I'll do that, get rid of these. I want to select the two that I just made and pull them down. Okay, that looks pretty good. I want to select everything. And I want to say align, center horizontally. There we go, it straightens it up. Now, to get the height to 2.75 inches, if I changed it now, it would also change my width because I have my proportions locked. So I'm going to click on unlock. Now I'm going to change this to 2.75. Whoops. Okay. So in making it slightly shorter, it did move things together just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and group these, and I want to pull them up by my other one. Well, they look pretty similar, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my first one because I want them to be exactly the same, and I'll click duplicate. Now I have a left earring and a right earring. So let's see what it would look like if I went ahead and clicked make it. Okay, see how they're all spread out? That's because I did not click the word attach. So to keep these all together on the cutting mat, you click. And actually in this case, if you clicked attach, let me show you what that would do first. So now they would cut like that. I'm going to change the color so I can show you what happens. So they would cut on top of each other like you see them on the screen. Unfortunately though, you would have all these cut lines in between and they'd just fall apart. So what you need to do also, I'm going to place them together. So just highlight everything, select everything, and click weld. Now you see all those little cut lines went away, and we're ready to send this to the maker. Since the Cooper standard is black and this is pink, it'll allow me just to cut these. I don't have to cut Cooper standard. I wouldn't want to do that. I just keep it there so that I will know in the future what font I used. So I'm going to click make it. And then I'm going to select the pink mat, and I want to move my design over to this side of the mat. It's less worn, and then notice I have it a little more than an inch down and a little more than an inch over from the right. That helps me in knowing where to place my material. Now the other thing is, we are going to place our leather good side down on the mat, and so I need to mirror my design. Okay, so we're ready to click continue. I'm going to use a genuine leather, so I just click browse all materials, type leather, and then I'm going to select genuine leather. Okay, it wants me to make sure that my deep point blade is in clamp B. That's really important to notice that. The other thing is it wants me to move my star wheels all the way to the right. So I will need to move those, and I'll show you that in the next step. Okay, so I am going to cut my earrings out of this silver metallic leather. It's probably pretty glary on the screen, but it is very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and turn that over so it's not glaring in your face. But I want to show you something. This is a gold metallic leather that I used before. And typically with leather, I put some strong transfer tape or something on my mat, sticky side up, and then I place my leather down. And I learned the hard way that on metallic leather, that it is pretty easy to pull up some of the foiling or whatever they use to make this. And so I'm going to adjust what I'm doing in this video. And instead of using a strong grip tape under the leather, I'm just going to use this contact paper. Now my leather is going to be about 3.5 inches by 4.5 inches, so I'm going to make this about the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, and I'm going to go over, and I realize you can't see this, 1, 2, 3.5 inches. Now remember on my screen that my leather needs to be an inch down and an inch over. It's actually going to start cutting a little more than an inch down and a little more than an inch over. So I'm going to place this in the same area. Now this is just white contact paper. I bought it to use with my Cricut, and then I realized that the clear contact paper is so much easier for me to use because you can see through it and you can see where you're going to lay things down. So I'm just using this white to kind of get rid of it. Now I want to go 3.5 by 4.5. So here's my 4.5. Okay, let me rethink that. 1, 2, 3. I want to go 3.5 by 2.5. Okay, so make that smaller. It doesn't matter that my contact paper is bigger than that. So then 2.5. 1, 2, 2.5. Now typically I would lay the whole sheet of leather down on my mat, but because I learned the hard way that the shiny side can be lifted up with a strong tape, I don't even want to risk it on this. So I am going to cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to start it a little bit this way of the 1-inch mark and a little bit above the 1-inch mark. I want to really brayer that down. Now to keep my leather from shifting, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape, just some basic Scotch tape down, and I don't want it under where my cut is going to be. So I stay 1 inch or above. Okay, so this is just a little bit of extra reinforcement. Now remember, my computer told me to do a couple things. One was to make sure these star wheels were all the way to the right. This one will be fine. I'm not going to have any leather over here. And then notice that that is all the way over, and I have an inch to burn here, so that should not go over the leather. I'm going to move that one just to be safe. Now the other thing is I need to put in my deep point blade. So I want to push the blade out and just make sure there's nothing on it. That makes for a nicer, cleaner cut. Okay, so remember we mirrored our image, and so now we can load our material. And now we cut. All right, let's go ahead and remove that and see how our cut is. Looks like it's going to have cut well. And hopefully some of the metallic doesn't get pulled off like it did on my strong grip tape. Okay, well this silver's coming up nice and easy. There's no damage to that piece, so I should be fine. So I'm just going to kind of push down so those will pop up. Notice two of my O's Two of the center of my O's stayed down. These two didn't, but you can just punch them out. Okay, my iPad ran out of storage, but I think I only missed maybe 10 seconds or so. And so you see my earrings here. The leather for my earrings. Pretty blingy, probably really glaring in the camera. So I want to check them out. They look pretty nice. There's not a lot of fraying. There is just a little bit of fraying. So what I do from the back side, tilt it at an angle, I just trim off all those little frays if they bother me. If it's dark leather, I burn them off with a lighter, but I don't think that would work so well with this silver. So I just cut them off like that. Looks good for now. I can clean them up more if I want to, but we're going to keep moving forward. So now what I want to do is I want to add my earring hooks. These are called fish hooks. I think I'm going to go with these dark, I don't know, they look like a dark nickel kind of. They're not black, but they are dark. That'll help tone down my earrings a little bit. So I take this tool that I got at Harbor Freight, very inexpensive with a coupon somewhere around $6. And I just place it where I think I want my hole to go. And then don't push very hard. You need to look at it really closely. So I'm going to move mine over just a little bit. Okay, hard for you to tell, but I have it where I want my hole. So I'm just going to punch. And there you go. Now I have mine set on the smallest hole that there is, which is what I like to use for earrings. Okay, I think that looks good. So again, I'm just going to press. And there's another hole. So to put my earrings on the hook, I have this little jump ring tool. Now, when I'm just doing the hook and not jump rings, it's not like you don't have to have this. You can just use pliers. But the thing I like about this tool is it does not bend your metal. So get the little ball thing out of the way. There we go. Now I can just use this tool and put it back on the hoop. And hard to tell, my fingers are in the way. Let me get this ball out of the way. Okay, so I can just put it back on there and twist it in the direction it needs to go. And I just closed it up. Super nice and tight. So there's my first earring. Okay, so let me show you the second one a little bit better. What you need to do is figure out where the end of the wire is. So my wire comes this way, and so this side is the end of it. So I'm going to place this side of the loop into the smallest slot that it'll fit into. And then you just twist. And see, that opens it right up. I don't think I have it open enough for my leather to fit through, so let me twist it just a little bit more. Okay. Now I want my earring this way. Okay, so it went on very easily. So I'm just going to put my tool back on the hoop and twist it back in the direction that I need it. And there's my second earring. Okay, so I have my Mod Podge. This is just your basic mat but it's going to be under glitter, so I don't think it really matters if it's matte or glossy, but I want to apply a liberal amount, and I want my glitter just to be on the 2 and 0 at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice amount down. Then I'm going to go ahead and shake some of this glitter on. And then I'll do my second earring. Okay, so I'm going to let those sit for just maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, it hasn't been real long, but I'm going to go ahead and move on. It's probably been about 5 minutes. Oh, that's cute. Wow, that's cute. Now, you see there's a little bit here. That's going to come right off because there's no glue under that. That's really cute. Okay, I want to wipe off the excess glitter that's up above where it doesn't belong. After these dry really well, I can blow on that and get some of the remnants off.